Welcome to Cooperstown. I'm Craig Muter, Director of Communications for the National Baseball Hall of Fame Museum. We're here in the famous Plaque Gallery with Tim Wiles, our Director of Research, and we're going behind the plaques today. 295 bronze plaques on these oak walls. Behind every single one of them is a story. Now, some of those stories are really well known, like Babe Ruth or Henry Aaron. Others, maybe not as much. But all of the Hall of Famers here are here because of the work they did and the character with which they did it. Today, we're talking about Hall of Fame third baseman Judy Johnson. Now, when Ron Santo was elected to the Hall of Fame in December, he became just the 15th third baseman elected to Cooperstown. Judy Johnson was one of the first 14, and he set the standard for play at the hot corner for decades.
Absolutely, one of the greatest Negro League third basemen of all time. In fact, in a 1982 poll, he finished tied with Ray Dandridge for the greatest Negro League third baseman of all time. He was a great all-around player. He was a line drive hitter, a high average hitter. He was an intelligent player and a leader, and he was also a great fielder who's been compared to Brooks Robinson and Pie Traynor.
Elected to the Hall of Fame in 1975. How did he get his nickname Judy?
When he broke in with the Hilldale Club in the early 1920s, there was another great Negro League player named Judy Gans, and he reminded people of Judy Gans, so they gave him that nickname, much as people named O'Neill are often called Buck O'Neill, and people named Ewing are often called Buck Ewing, that sort of thing.
And certainly one of the greatest Negro League third basemen of all time, but also a pioneer at the Major League level.
Absolutely. In 1954, the Philadelphia Athletics, for whom Judy Johnson was a scout, hired him as a spring training coach. They had two African-American players in camp, Bob Trice and Vic Power, and they felt that Judy Johnson's influence in camp would be good for these guys who were, the first African-American players for the Athletics. And so even though Buck O'Neill was the first African-American full-time coach in the major leagues with the Cubs, Judy Johnson preceded him in a spring training role, something that very few people know, and Judy Johnson should get credit for.
Just one of thousands of stories told here every day at the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Come visit us in Cooperstown or check us out on the web at baseballhall.org.